Got a message, somebody involved in the Kylian Mbappe deal. I think he's in Paris at the moment. He's just sent me a 3-word message. And that message is, the deal is off completely.
Right.
Deal off completely. He's saying Kylian Mbappe will not be getting his dream move to Real Madrid. I've gone back to him. I've asked him if he can give us some more information. He said, completely crazy story. I will ring you as soon as possible. So I need to get off set to call him.
Away you go.
He says the deal is off.
And then come back,
Carve, thank you.
Wow, the transfer window closes at 11 o'clock. See you, Carve. And that's 11 o'clock in Spain. So could Mbappe still get his move? Well, according to Carve, it's not looking likely, is it? But Gary Cottrell is in France, watching him train. Gary, over to you.
Listen, you can't win them all. You sent me to Barcelona. Lionel Messi happened. Send me here to Strasbourg, where France are going to play a World Cup qualifier tomorrow night. It's not going to happen, is it? Carve just broke the news there. I'm sure the news has been broken to Kylian Mbappe, who's out there in this stadium in Strasbourg doing the matchday -1 training session. He was the last out, a long time after the rest of the players. So maybe he'd just been given that news that his dream, because we know he made it public, didn't he? And has made it very clear privately as well to PSG, to the hierarchy there, that he wanted to go to Real Madrid this summer, isn't going to happen. We knew that time was running out. We suspected that there was still a chance it could happen, because we heard that Real Madrid had told PSG that if PSG came back to them and said, we will accept 200 million, which is more than, of course, they paid for him from Monaco, then they would be prepared to go to 200 million. But they weren't going to make a 200 million offer unless PSG indicated to them first that they would accept it. So that's the kind of impasse that we've reached in this deal. And now, of course, we hear from Carve that it's completely off. Listen, we managed to speak to Hugo Lloris a few moments ago, the French captain, and he says, look, Kylian Mbappe doesn't seem around the camp that he's disappointed. He describes him as arriving here with a smile and ready to fight. He said he's totally focused and wants to show that he can play his best for France and, of course, for PSG. And he's certainly done that for PSG, despite everything that's been going on. Last couple of games, he's scored 3 goals, the assists that he's provided as well. And now it seems that PSG fans are going to see what they wanted to see, that MNM, Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, all playing together in the same team, at least for the time being. Of course, in January he can sign a pre-contract agreement. In the summer he can go to Real Madrid free of charge. And of course, another indication a few moments ago that Real Madrid had perhaps given up on Mbappe was the signing of Eduardo Camavinga from Rennes. He's an 18-year-old, he's a prodigy. They spent 40 million or so on him. So that was a hint that they'd given up on Mbappe, but now the confirmation that they have indeed given up. Mbappe will have to wait a bit longer to go to Real Madrid.
Thanks a lot, Gary.
Well, as you can see, Carve has run off to get some more on that Mbappe non-deal. But, Lee, I've got to ask you about this. Is this the craziest deal, non-deal of all time? Why? From all sides. Because PSG have thrown away 180 million euros. Real Madrid could have saved themselves 180 million euros, but and got him for free. So what do you make of all of this that's been going on?
Yeah, it is a crazy deal. I mean, when you're talking of fees of that amount, it's ludicrous. But we're talking about one of the best players in the world. I just can't see how this has not happened. When you're talking about that figure, and obviously in running down his contract, it just seems ludicrous that they haven't accepted and they haven't come to terms and got a deal over the line. It just seems so crazy that this deal is completely off. I can't understand it for the life of me.
Feels like a bit of a power play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say, do you think PSG have said, we are not going to be dictated to by Real Madrid because we're on the top table now?
Yeah, well, there could be elements of that. They are potentially one of the biggest. You just look at the team and the squad of players that they've got there, and yes, there could be that power that they are saying they are a lot bigger than Real Madrid, but why would you do that? There's an awful lot of money at stake here where, if you take him out of the equation, they've still got a fabulous chance of winning Champions League and still got a fabulous squad of players there. So I don't know whether it's cutting off your nose to spite your face. It could be that sort of phrase.
What does that mean for the rest of the team as well? Because
can I just stop you there?
Oh yeah, we got
Carve's back. Carve, on you come. What have you got?
You got more than 3 words for us.
Yeah, sorry. So I made the phone call. This is the information. The Kylian Mbappe deal to
Real Madrid.
Where's he going? Real Madrid. From PSG is totally off. It's completely off. I've just got off the phone to somebody in Paris who's working on the deal. This is incredible. Real Madrid were willing to pay more than 220 million euros today for Kylian Mbappe. So we told you they'd offered 170 plus 10. In phone conversations with PSG, PSG said it's got to be 200, it's got to be over 200. It was significantly over 200. I've been told it was more than 220 million euros. And basically what's happened is that PSG have stalled. They haven't got back to Real Madrid, and Real Madrid have now walked away because it is too late to do the deal. And I'm being told now that Real Madrid will sign him on a pre-contract agreement in January, and he will move there free. PSG could have had more than 220 million euros today. I've been asked not to name the exact figure, but it was more than 220 million euros. PSG not cooperating with Real Madrid, not getting back to them, dragging their feet, stalling, playing for time. Real Madrid have thought, you know what, we've tried our best, we've done everything by the book. This is a player who's out of contract next summer. We're willing to give you more than £200 million today. And PSG, who, don't forget, are effectively owned by the Qatari state, some of the richest people in the world, the richest country, one of the richest countries in the world. They can afford to do this kind of thing. They want to have that front three this season of Neymar, Mbappe and also Messi for at least one season, and that's what they're going to get.
Now, is that to win the Champions League?
Story.
Because the Champions League is a cup competition and you can lose any one-off game.
Well, yeah, of course. They want to win the Champions League. They also want to have the crown jewels of world football. The World Cup finals are in Qatar next December as well. I think when you're talking about the richest people in the world, and they've spent all this money and they've amassed this incredible collection of players, and they've got Messi and they've got Neymar and they've got Mbappe, and then the old aristocrats of world football come along, the club that have won 13 Champions Leagues, and say, look, we want to buy one of your best players. I think probably potentially the best player. Most clubs, if you said to them, do you want Messi, Mbappe or Neymar? I think most clubs would take Mbappe because he's only 22. But PSG, because they've got so much money, have just turned around and said no. I think what they're going to try and do is get Mbappe to sign a new contract now. But again, my information is there's no chance of that happening. Mbappe told them yesterday, I'm not signing a new contract. I'm a Real Madrid supporter. I want to play for Real Madrid. I'm going there. If I were you, I'd take the money today. But PSG have decided not to do that. You've got to say there's still a chance. Maybe he's going to have such a great time playing with Messi and Neymar that he'll change his mind and he'll sign a new contract. But the information I have is he's not going to do that.